The movie Is God Is might sound like a Christian movie from the title, but it is the furthest thing from that. The movie Is God Is way deeper than just revenge, no.
We come from a man who tried to kill our mama, and a mama who wants to kill that man.
Girls, I'm gonna keep this real simple. Make your daddy dead.
Is God Is one mission from God. Now, after watching that movie, you're going to realize fat meat is greasy. Now, Lady Divine, who is a pastor of a very small church that happens inside of a house, has a whole altar, a shrine of her good-for-nothing ex-husband.
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Huh? Yes.
Look at you.
Do something with it.
It's just money coming to me easily. Money coming in and needing me. Money coming in repeatedly. Money coming, this is money coming. This is money coming to me frequently. Money coming in to be with me. Money coming in secretly. Money coming, this is money coming. This is money coming to me always. Money coming in all day. Money coming in all paid. Money coming, this is money coming. This is money coming to me frequently. Money coming in to be with me. Money coming in secretly. Money coming, this is money coming. This is money coming to me easily. Money coming in and needing me. Money coming in repeatedly. Money coming, this is money.
So over the weekend, I went to go watch the movie Is God Is. Now, I believe the movie was directed or created by Beyonce and the King, and anyways, so I think Beyonce has a hand in that movie. So we're going to talk about the movie and what I thought about it, right? So it starts off. Now I was a little late because I think I went in like 10 minutes because I like to go to the movies, bring my food and my drinks and everything, and really get real comfortable. So anyways, Vivica A. Fox is the mother. She has twins. Now those twins, I love the way they refer to her as God, which in my opinion is very correct, because at the end of the day, the woman is the one that creates life, right? So that was one thing that actually got my attention, that they kept referring to her as God. So now Vivica A. Fox is married to this man. She ended up having twins with this man. And the man, he was so messed up in the head that he felt like, oh, because she wasn't giving me enough attention and affection, then I'm going to basically show her that I'm a man by setting her on fire. So he came home one day and he basically wanted a hug. He wanted a hug from her. So she didn't really, I guess the exchange wasn't what he was expecting. So he ended up saying, oh, I'm going to bring her a gift. He brought the gift and and he just wanted a hug, and she didn't want to hug him. I mean, things happen, right? Maybe you're not feeling up to it. So therefore the hug is not as tight, whatever. But of course, to him, it was such a big deal, to the point where he basically threw her in the tub and said he's going to show her what he's made of. All right, men does this all the time. That is the reason why they will never beat the allegation of women choosing the bear. So anyways, push her into the tub and set her body on fire right in front of her two children that are probably the oldest they probably was maybe 5 or 6. And while he was in there, now they didn't really show you everything where he basically threw the children in there, but one of the twins ended up getting burnt all the way, like her whole body, like her whole face melts into itself. And then the other twin, just one part of her body was messed up. So I don't know if you guys know the actual spiritual meaning of twins. So in Haitian voodoo and Haitian spirituality, twins are very, very powerful. They actually are called jumeaux or jumelles. Now, a twin can actually, they represent duality. They represent Gemini. They represent, the as above, so below type stuff. So there's a lot of different spiritual meaning of twins. So now the twins, so Vivica A. Fox ended up in the hospital, and she damn near is bedbound at this point because she's burnt all the way to everywhere. Part of her body is burnt. So now her twins, because the husband, not only did he divorce her because he was trying to get rid of them all to get the money, whatever money, so he didn't have to pay child support, he ended up divorcing her. They put the two children in foster care, and Vivica A. Fox is being taken care of by nurses in her house. I don't know if it was her house or a nursing home, wherever, but she was not, like, she couldn't do anything for herself. So then one day the twins ended up visiting her because now they're of age. Now they can leave the foster home that they were in, right? So they basically had to raise themselves because they grew up in a foster home. But for some reason they had this I'm speaking with a list because I have my Invisalign. Anyway. they had this hatred for their mother and father until they actually learned what actually happened. So when they visit their mom at that place, mom is laying there being taken care of by nurses. So she basically says, girls, I want your daddy dead. So she basically wanted revenge. But of course, since she was bedbound, she couldn't do it. So she requested for her 2 girls to do it. And one of the girls, she was more of a softer, you know, she was like softer, hard, and the other one is just a complete opposite. So basically, you know, like children are basically the perfect half of each parent, right? Now, it doesn't always show like that, but sometimes one children will take, especially if you have twins, it's easier for them to be, okay, one takes after the mom, the other takes after the father, which one of the twins actually did. The one whose her face wasn't completely burned, she had the energy and the spirit of her father. So all that hatred, all that pain and everything. So twin A is the one that her face is perfectly fine. It did not get burned. Twin B is the one that her face and most of her body was basically burnt. So twin B is the one that's like, she has a soft heart, right? So anyway, so she's like, she tells them the whole story of exactly what happened and how they ended up in the situation, because the whole time they didn't even know what happened. They just knew that they're in foster care, they don't have parents, whatever. So then they discovered that their mom was still alive. They came for her, and then the mom basically told them, I want your daddy dead. Okay, well, one of the twins like, well, mama, you know, there's other ways to resolve this issue, da-da-da, and, you know, how could you possibly want your ex-husband dead? Well, she says, how could a husband actually literally set his own wife on fire with his children? It's very valid, right? Because at the end of the day, how could you actually have the heart to do something like this? So anyways, one of the twins like, come on, you know, there's other ways to do it, da-da-da, and then the other twin was like, tell us how to get it done. Tell us how to get it done. I was like, okay, right? So then finally, they went on a little road trip to go find this evil man that basically tried to unalive them and their mother. So the mom said, hey, you know, the only way you'll be able to find him through this lady named Lady Divine. Lady Divine, of course, she is a pastor, right? So she, now Lady Divine is crazy. So Lady Divine is running a church in a house, which is a normal thing in the black community. Haitian community, there's always a church in a plaza with like 5 people. Or in the black community, there's always a church in like a house or something, right? Because everybody wants to be a pastor because the money's there. So anyways, Lady Divine is in the church. She's wearing her white. She basically have all these minions that are basically worshiping her. So Lady Divine is now the second wife or the girlfriend of the father. So the father ended up meeting Lady Divine, had a son, had a son with with her, and then he left. But Lady Divine was so delulu in her head, she has a whole altar with this man's stuff on the altar in the church. They open it up, he has like she has his wallet that he left, his, you know, Old Spice body wash that he left behind, which is giving very much witchcraft, because what do you mean, ma'am, you're putting all the stuff that this man done used on the altar, and you're saying that you're waiting for him to come back? Oh, if you find him, so she's basically telling them, because the twins are now looking for their father, and they're like, oh, well, you know, mama says that you would know where he was. Well, Lady Divine has not seen this man for over 20 years because he done got her pregnant and then left. They never even got married, but she's still obsessed with him. She said, if you find him, let him know that I have a spot for him so he could be a pastor of the church. So she basically is so delulu that she's so stuck on this man that she started a whole church and waiting for him to come back to her so she can basically worship him. Whatever, male-centered, everything. So anyways, so the girls ended up finding a book from the altar that has all the numbers. So they started going through the book. So they basically bust out the house because Lady Divine realized that they were the daughter of this man, and she didn't like them. So they ran out, and all the people in the church are basically running because they said that they were here to unalive the man. So that's why Lady Divine was so upset, because she's so in love with this man still that left her with a son and never came back. So anyways, so they left, they took the car, and they started driving. So now they ended up going to this place. Well, they stopped for a little bit, and then this guy on the motorcycle was following them, and he found them. He ended up crushing their car because they were out the car. He ended up hitting the car, so the girls take off running. Only for them to find out that the man who was on the motorcycle was actually Lady Divine's son, which is also the son of the man that he basically impregnated Lady Divine with and left her. But that son is so delulu as well, because he's like, oh, you're here to kill my father? You're not going to kill my father? He was very deranged. He was like very crazy. But it's giving very much he took after his father, right? So that's fine. The girls basically ran, and they were able to escape this man because they locked him into a room because, you know, it's the two of them. So they were like fighting, you know, and also the girls have telepathy, like they can hear each other thinking, right? So then they left the guy. They continued going, and they found this other man who just so happened to be the lawyer of the father. Then when he was divorcing their mom, he was the lawyer. Now, he was working with the father because the father was like, oh, you know, something happened to my wife. She died in a fire, da-da-da. I need you to make it look as though, like, it's not my fault so I can get all the money, and also I don't have to pay child support because the kids are now in foster care, right? Their documents, I guess, got lost. So now the man is getting all the money. He gets to keep all his money. So now the man who is the lawyer has been practicing how to fight. He hires someone to basically beat him up, this woman, to basically beat him up every day so he can prepare himself for when this man come back to get him. Why? Because the man was trying to unalive him, the father, their father. Now, till this day, I still don't know what the man's name is, but his picture will be up here somewhere. Anyways, so the lawyer ended up getting his tongue ripped out of his mouth by this father because he didn't want him to expose or even continue practicing law, so he cut his tongue off, which is, you know, removing of the tongue, not being able to talk anymore. So he basically was trying to kill this man. So he beat him up and removed his tongue. Let's get into the next. So where were we? Yes. So they ended up meeting the lawyer. The lawyer told him that the father was this monster who basically cut his tongue out because he didn't want him to talk. He also wanted to unalive him, but he didn't. So he ran away. He cut the man's tongue out. So the man basically cannot practice law anymore because he ain't got no tongue, right? So this whole time he's been basically practicing to fight in case this man comes back to finish the job. So now he's telling the girls, I don't think you should go. You know, you seem to be great girls. Go back to school and da-da-da, and don't worry about having to unalive this man, right? But the girls didn't listen anyway because they're on a mission to unalive their father. So then they end up going to his house. They find out where he lives because the lawyer gave them information. And once they got to the house, they realized this man lives in a huge mansion, basically, with his new wife, which is, what's her name again? That one lady. Oh, I gotta find her name. She's a singer. Janelle Monáe. She always plays. She's so beautiful, first of all, and also she always plays like the best scenes, the best. Anyways, so she's the wife, but you can tell from the scene where they first introduce her, she is a very miserable wife. Yes, she lives in a mansion, and she also has a husband who, she has 2 children, which the men end up having twins again, so twins run his family. And there's gotta be something that has to do with the twins because he has the twin girls, which he basically burned and disfigured, and then he has the twin boys, right? So his wife, basically all she wanted to do was to go to Vegas and, you know, burn through like $10,000 playing games and just to go and have fun, because you can tell that she is miserable in the house. One, because she was cleaning the house, she ended up replacing the cleaning supplies with her urine because the man is just so demanding and so controlling. So she basically wanted to kind of show him who she was. So instead of like doing anything serious, she just changed the cleaning supplies with urine. Anyways, so then she's saying goodbye to her son. She's like, oh, okay, mommy's gonna, you know, whatever. She asked the son to help her put the suitcase in the car. So as she's driving, because the twins were plotting to go and break into the house, but they say, you know what, let's try something else. So they ended up going to they sat on the road. It was like a gravel road that leads to outside. They sat on the road while the lady, Janelle Monáe, is driving to leave her house. They already knew that she was gonna go on a trip. So if she never shows up, no one's gonna know until like later on because she's supposed to be going on vacation. So anyways, so as she's driving, she saw the 2 girls on the road. She's like, shoo, can you guys move? Because I'm trying to leave, right? This lady's just trying to go and have a good time, shake her ass somewhere in Vegas. So anyways, the girls are like, no. The twin who is more sensitive, she's like, oh, you think we should move out the way? I'm just like, she's just getting on my nerves at this point. Like, girl, you're on a mission, you need to finish this mission, right? So she's like, oh, you know, we should move. Then the girl's like, no, she's gonna get out the car and come to us. So sure enough, she got out the car. She's a little bougie self, you know, talking about, oh, you guys, you want my pearls and da-da-da, it's real. So she's thinking these kids are like 2 homeless children, right? So they're like, oh, we're her children. We're his children, the twins that were burned. She's like, oh my God, I didn't think you guys were still alive. So the man has been lying to her all this time, saying that his ex-wife was actually unalived. So anyways, then she's like, oh, you know, you can take this, you can take that, da-da-da. But she's not really telling them that she's also going through it in life. She basically was calling their mom, like she basically was talking down on their mother, which they're already upset because their mom is bedbound because of something that your husband did to their mom. So they're basically talking about, oh, you're ghetto, da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da. So she ended up spitting on one of the twins, which she spat on the wrong twin, because the twin who her face is fine is the one who's more evil, or she's the one. This man always wears gloves. Every day I see this man walking by, here he is with the glove on. He's cute though. Anyway, he's a cute little old man. But anyways, so she spat on the bad twin, in my opinion. She's like the twin who's really here for revenge. And that's when the girl was like, oh Lord, why did you have to do that to my twin? So then that's when the twin starts going off, talking about, oh, no she didn't, no she didn't. So she basically put a rock and a sock and she started beating that lady ass. Like she started beating her to the point where she killed her. So she unalived the lady, left her on the road, and then they continue on their mission to go to the house. So they ring the doorbell, it's just the twins at the house. The twins open the door, and of course they're thinking, oh, our daddy did this, our daddy did this, because they're thinking that those are strippers for their birthday that's coming up. They're thinking that their father sent them two strippers to dance for them. So they open the door, being men, they open the door for these strange ladies, and they let them in. And they didn't even realize those are their twin sisters. Because, of course, they don't know that the twin sisters are still alive, because the father has been lying this whole time to everybody, right? At this point, the father's not home. He's on some trip. He's on some mission, whatever. So, so they let the twins in. They're like, oh, they invite their boys over. Then they're telling the twins, oh, go into this room, go get changed, da-da-da, because you're going to dance for them. Okay, so the twins decided, we got to do this. We got to continue the plan that we came here for. So now they're in the room getting ready to dance, and that's when shit broke loose, because one of the brothers basically told the twin, who has all the burning marks on her face, to turn around, because he didn't like the way she looked, because she's burnt, and he says that she was ugly. Now the twin, whose face is fine, got so upset because she says, don't call my sister ugly. Now while they were getting dressed in their little lingeries and everything, she actually found out that the twin who's burnt in the face is pregnant. So her sister's pregnant. So now she's overprotective of her sister, which makes sense. And plus they're twins, so they're always going to be like super overprotective of each other. Now it doesn't always work like that, because some twins, honey, they be trying to unalike each other. Anyways, so now she's basically so overprotective of her sister because her sister's pregnant. So now when the boy says, oh, you need to turn around, the one that has the nicer face, keep looking at us, and the other one, turn around. And I'm just like, boy, seriously? That would have been the spot where I decided to just unalive all of them. But, the girl was thinking really, the girl who he said to turn around got upset, and she left. She went into the kitchen. And that's when she met the nicer twin boy, because there's one that's nice, that's shorter, and there's one that's taller. Now the one that was in the kitchen started talking to the twin that has, her face is disfigured. So he's talking to her, everything seems nice and everything. She's like, oh, what happened to your face? And of course she got a little nervous, not nervous, but she got a little standoffish, because that's something that she's very insecure about. She started talking to him, then she realized that he's actually really, really nice. So now, all of a sudden, the other sister took the other brother, who she was dancing in front of, plus all of his friends. She took him into a room. She said, oh, I'm going to give you a private dance, and da-da-da, because now she's already upset that you already called her sister, her twin, ugly because of the marks on her face, which your father calls, right? Or their father. Took him into the room. Now he's laying down, waiting for her to, come and give him the nice dance, but she had the sock with the rock in it. That's what they've been carrying this whole time. She knocked him up. I think she hit his Adam's apple. I think she hit him in the neck, or on the neck, or in the neck. Whatever. You know what I'm talking about. So anyway, so he's stumbling over. He's walking to the room where all the other boys are, because now she's already done with him. Stumbling over, then he fell over, and he coughed on the boys, and basically blood was everywhere. Then he fell and he died. That's when the other twin who was in the kitchen, the boy twin and the girl twin, both heard it. Then they ran into the room to figure out what's going on. Now the sister, the soft one, who has now, basically has a soft spot for the nice twin, she's like, oh my God, why did you do that? So now she's attacking her own sister, because now she actually she don't want to continue with the plan. So she's telling the young boy, who's now hysterical because his brother's dead, she's telling him, run, run, run. So she's trying to save the boy now, right? The sister, she's a little confused because what do you mean? You're trying to save them. We're here to unalive them, right? Because the sister, she plans on unalive everybody. The nice sister said it's just the father that we're here for and not everybody else. But the sister was not having it. So she's telling the boy to run. So she's running with him outside to help him hide from her evil twin. So anyway, so now she's helping him. Of course, she has a soft heart for this boy, only for the boy to actually be just as evil. He turned around, he tried to kill her. He tried to choke the girl, talk about, oh, you know, you killed my brother, you killed my brother. Which I understand because that's his brother, right? That's his brother. He don't know y'all. He don't even know y'all his sister at this point. So that's when she realized that, oh shit, people are not as nice as they pretend to be in real life, you know, because that's kind of how, you know, you're just assuming, oh, I'm going to try to be nice because this person seems nice, so I'm going to try to save them. And the whole time the boy was plotting to kill her. So now he's trying to choke her, and then her sister actually came to her rescue. So she basically was like, bitch, I've been told you that, you know, you can't trust everybody type stuff, right? So I'm like, you know, that's what I've been trying to tell her the whole time, the whole movie. I'm watching, I'm like, girl, you can't be so nice. You cannot be so trusting to people, right? So anyways, because imagine the man who claims to love your mother sets your mother and y'all on fire. Imagine. So that would have gave me trust issues all the way through. But she was so nice. Poor thing, pobrecita. Anyway, let's go. So now she ended up finding out that fat meat is greasy. Like, you can't trust everybody, right? Even though she was trying to help the twin because she just had this soft spot for him. He was just as bad as his father, right? So now he's attacking both of them. He ended up hitting the sister, or try to choke the other sister, who's the evil twin. Then she basically passed out. So now she ended up unaliving the twin, the brother, the young ones that she was trying to help, with one of those garden scissors thingies. So she basically stabbed him in the back and he fell into the pool. So now she's dragging her sister, who is now unconscious, into the house. So she dragged him into the house. That's when she realized that someone is in the house. Someone is the father that's in the house now. He has arrived. And she basically tried to hide. So she dragged the sister and put her sister under the table, and she laid on top of her. So she basically said that I'm going to avenge you. So I'm going to, like, you know, fight, because the sister is now completely unconscious. So now she realized that the father is in the house. The father came, he realized that his sons are dead and on the floor. So he went into the kitchen, made himself a sandwich, took his time. You know, narcissistic, they're never in a rush, honey. They know that you ain't going nowhere. Remember those evil things from that basically take their time walking around at nighttime because they know you have nowhere to run and no one's coming to save you? That's how he was. So he made his sandwich, he got some chips and everything. So he sat on the table and starts eating, and basically told the girl to come out from under the table, because he knew that she was dead. Come out from under the table. So now she's out because she realized that, okay, well, he know I'm here, so let's come out. They start talking. And that's when he starts basically telling her a bunch of lies, saying that, oh, you know, your mother is the one that did this. I wasn't trying to harm you guys. I was only trying to harm her because she wasn't giving me affection. She wasn't doing this. She wasn't doing that. Imagine someone not giving you affection. So instead of you actually picking your things up and leaving, you try to kill them instead, because it's easier to unalive them than to actually leave, because then you have to pay child support, you have to, you know, divorce and everything. So anyways, he's telling her a bunch of BS. The whole time I'm thinking this man is full of shit. But the girl, she has such this soft heart. She's like, oh, you know, I'm pregnant and da-da-da. Now he starts crying, you know, tattoo tears, because he's like, oh, you know, that could possibly be my only grandchild, da-da-da. Forgive me and let's make this work. I will sit you on my lap and tell you all the stories and that. The girl started to believe him while her sister is under the table dying. I don't understand why, but she believes him, right? So now, all of a sudden, he's telling her this, he's telling her that, took her to the couch, she's talking, she's sitting down, talking to her father now, because she's like, this daddy's little girl, she's smiling, you know, because I understand, because at the end of the day, I think all she'd been wanting was to actually get the answer out of her father, and also to have her father back into her life, which makes sense, right? So then all of a sudden, the man put her on the chair, she's sitting down, she's listening to the story, and he started hitting her again, because a tiger does not change their stripes. A evil person doesn't just change out of nowhere. You know, they just change victims. So anyways, Now he's attacking her, and that's when she started to realize that this man was full of shit. But even then, she still didn't want to attack him. It's like she didn't want to attack him, but then she still had to do it anyways. He started to basically try to kill her in the house. So now, while he's trying to choke her, her sister got up, and she started helping her fight the father. And now they ended up beating the father up so bad, then they put him in the tub. The sister, who was more evil, well, the evil twin, you know, the one that has her face is still fine and everything, she still had the soft part for her sister because that's her twin, right? So then they threw the father in the tub. They basically was trying to recreate the whole scene of how he did to what he did to their mom. So they threw him in the tub, they threw gasoline and tried to set him on fire. And as they're watching the man burn, they're standing there watching him, and they turn around to walk away. He reached and grabbed the bad twin, pulled her in there with him, pulled her in there, burned the girl. So he basically, I was a little sad in that part because I was like, damn, she didn't have to die. You know, she was actually my favorite. I did not see that coming. Okay, so if you're watching, if you're still here, that's a spoiler alert. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. But the girl, the good twin, ended up dying, and the other twin, she actually, because the girl, the good twin, the bad twin, not the good twin, the bad twin, which in my opinion, that's what the movie was kind of trying to portray, is one good and one bad, because it's duality when it comes to twins, jumelles, jumeaux, right? She ended up leaving, and the twin who was doing all the unaliving, because the twin, the bad twin, was the one that basically was doing all the stuff, because she says, I don't want you to go to jail, I'll take the fault for it, you know, I want you to be, but that's before she even knew that her twin was pregnant. She just wanted to do it because she felt this hatred in her heart for her father, which I totally understand as well. So now she ended up burning in the fire. So now the other twin ended up leaving unscathed, because now they see two people plus the other two that died. So she basically, the fall guy ended up being the twin that died. So she kind of still got her way. Like the father died, everybody else died, and then she ended up saving everyone, or she saved herself, and she ended up having a baby, which in my opinion, her baby is the reincarnation of her twin, the twin that died. In my opinion, because I believe in reincarnation, and especially when it comes to like twins, the telepathy, the connection that they have. After the one twin died, she ended up having her baby, which in my opinion is the reincarnation of her twin, and I believe that's what the movie was trying to show as well. So that's what happened in the movie. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know if you went to go watch it, or if you're planning on going watching it. Hopefully you have already seen it before you even watch this video, because I go into great details. I mean, I tell the whole damn movie. So anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I thought it was a good movie. It was a good watch. I mean, I've seen better movies, but it was a very good watch. So if you ever have the chance, or maybe whenever it comes on like Amazon Prime, which this video is not sponsored at all, you can watch it. It's a pretty good watch, I have to say. It was nice. It was very nice. So I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Love you guys. Bye.
Did you know the title of Is God Is has 3 meanings? Yes, let's chat. Hi, I'm Latasha. I'm a TV writer and an avid fan of TV and film, and I broke down the entire film of Is God Is over on my Substack, so make sure you go over and check it out. Is God Is the new hit Southern God horror feature by playwright turned first-time director Alicia Harris. It's a story about a pair of twins who have a taste for revenge against their father at the request of their mother. And the film's title has 3-way meaning. First, it's a declaration. God is. Racine, known as the Rough One, declares her mother to be God. It's a statement. She's informing her sister and us. Racine is confident, brash, self-assured. Number 2, it's a question. Is God is? This comes from Racine's twin sister Anaya, the quiet one, who's all emotional. And in the play, you can see that Racine speaks with statements while Anaya is constantly rebutting with questions. Anaya is full of fear, doubt, shame. We got a letter. From who? Mama. Mama? Mama. Mama? It's so good. The play is so good. And mine is on. And number 3, hearing it as we speak it. Is God is? Is God is? Goddess? Goddess? This story unapologetically proclaims Black women to be God. We, women, are the ones with the power to create life. And that's the power that Anaya finds through the arc of this story, starting as fearful, ending as powerful, standing all alone in her own agency, grasping onto her daughter. No one around to insult her pressure her, question her, deny her. As a new mother, becoming God, she has full love to give to her daughter.
One of the themes and symbolisms that I really want to highlight is the significance of fire and fire burns. I really appreciate that Alicia Harris used the theme of fire and the consequences of fire to highlight the damage and harm done by the monster. Now, this is not me saying that it was nice to see little black girls and a black mother being burned alive. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is I appreciate that she chose that form of violence to illustrate the evilness of it all, because of all harmful things that men do to women, whether it's domestic violence, whether it's emotional abuse, mental abuse, verbal abuse, burning someone is such a barbaric way to harm a person. Not just because of the initial act itself of burning someone alive, but also because of the long-term impacts, those scars. The thing about burn scars is you never get rid of those. Those grow with you, those stay with you, those morph and evolve with you. And something about the use of something so visible as a burn scar really, to me, was such a creative way to convey the symbolism of the pain that a father can cause their daughter. Because people tend to really downplay the pain caused by fathers in their absence. People tend to really downplay the pain caused by fathers and their emotional and mental abuse. But there's no way to really downplay the pain caused by a father through the form of putting his daughters on fire. I honestly would compare the emotional turmoil that fathers can cause daughters or their children, period, to being lit on fire. We never really give voice to what it feels like to be emotionally manipulated or abused by an adult as a child. And I think that fire is the best way to put it, because I remember being a child and being disappointed by my father, who would say he'd pick us up at a certain time and wouldn't show up. And I would be so angry. I would feel heat in my belly. Why can't we equate that to an invisible fire? And just like they had physical burn scars, what if the damage from emotional abuse and mental abuse from your parents, from your father, leaves emotional scars that look like those fire burn scars? It's just on the inside and we can't see it. And this is why I appreciate the usage of fire and burn scars to illustrate the pain caused by a father, because setting someone on fire is such a grotesque act that anyone who commits it is already labeled a monster. Bringing life into the world and not caring for said life is just as insidious. It is monstrous to do the deed that it takes to bring life into the world, bring said life into the world, and then dip before it's time for that life to fully develop.
We come from a man who tried to kill our mama, and a mama who wants to kill that man.
Girls, I'm gonna keep this real simple. Make your daddy dead.
You ready?
We ain't killers.
How we gonna live with ourselves if we do this?
We giving him what's coming to him.
You're alive.
We look dead or something?
Do you know what he'll do to you? Only one way to find out.
Hallelujah!
You're his girl.
Oh, hell no.
Just tell us where he at.
For fear that it would wag, he took my time.
We ain't gonna kill him.
Seems like we got a lot to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Oh! Oh!
Those are my girls.
Yep.
Is God Is. Tickets on sale now.
Now? Right now.
Rated R. Only in theaters May 15th.
The movie Is God Is might sound like a Christian movie from the title, but it is the furthest thing from that. The movie Is God Is way deeper than just revenge. No, this is what happens when generational pain becomes your identity. The movie follows two twins, Racine and Anya, who were physically burned and scarred by their father, Charles, after a breakup with their mother. The twins literally see their mother as God, being that she gave birth to them and she's the only one who's been around.
Twin.
got a letter from Mama.
I thought she was dead. What she want with us now? Where she been at?
She's on her deathbed. If we don't go now, this might be our last chance to see God.
God.
She made us, didn't she?
And because of that connection, she's able to pass down to them the generational rage and the fuel to cause the whole plot for this movie. Make your daddy dead. That's what she leaves them with. And then after that, the entire movie turns into a big spiral between justice, revenge, and rage. And yes, of course, at first you understand them. You understand their brokenness. You understand their rage. You understand their anger. But then slowly you realize that the same hatred that destroyed their family is living inside of them as well. And I guess that's the real horror of this movie. Not the violence and the blood and the gore. The fact that the anger, that the generational curse got passed on. Now people who have been grafted by a pain similar to the ones displayed on this movie will now have another platform to show that their emotions, the way that they move through life, is justified. Because if violence created you, I guess it's not your fault if you become it, right? But revenge never heals trauma. It just passes the torch forward. Conviction over comfort. Follow me if you're into that. Shalom.